This is MJ. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an analyzer. Find all my work at mjmunoz.com. Welcome to Swinging Through Comics. Visit mjmunoz.com/stc for notes and links, and don't forget to subscribe. Like, share, and comment to help me grow. So I'm here to talk about what is possibly the worst Spidey suit. This is Swinging Through Comics episode 53. And, like I said, I want to discuss which spider costume is the worst. You can see, well, I got pulled into Spider-Verse. I made a Spider-Verse rant a while ago, and I decided to come back to it because I really did have a strong opinion about a costume. And I'm not going to spoil it, although I kind of want to. Well, I am going to spoil it. I'm not going to keep it a secret. Basically, I think the Spider-Gwen costume is the worst Spider-Person costume. I'll go into why, but I just kind of wanted to go over some things, or really visual examples. So you should definitely be looking at mgwinners.com/stc to find the link to this episode. Again, it's 53, so you can find it there. I don't really get the costume for a lot of reasons, and supposedly the costume is what won a lot of people. Now, if there are certain aspects of this costume that certain people find alluring, I guess I can understand that, but I don't know, kind of disagree. So let me see. In the Spider-Verse, we get to glimpse a lot of different Spider-Man costumes. So from the cover of like the main Spider-Verse book, this is after all the tie-ins and previews and Edge of Spider-Verse and whatever. The first main Spider-Verse issue, overseen by Dan Slott and whoever else, features on it, the like classic 616 Spider-Man. Then behind him there's Lady Spider, whose design I actually really like. There's Scarlet Spider, whose design I really like. There's Spider-Man 2099, whose design I really like. There's an unknown, it kind of looks like I'm confused about, like, back in the old Iron Man cartoon, there was a lady who had like the symbiote spider. She was like a Spider-Woman of some sort, but I don't know. Red hair, black suit, like the mask. It was like a Batman style mask, like a cowl mask. Is that what it's called? Where like the chin and lips are exposed, but the rest of the face isn't. That's interesting. There's like I don't know if it's Spider Monkey or Monkey Spider or whatever. We got Miles Morales. We have the 6-armed Spider-Man. We got Spider-Ham. Mayday Parker. Yeah. That's not me being gross and perving out on her. I like Mayday Parker because she's got a special place in my heart from when I was a kid reading Spider books. There's like a werewolf Spider-Man. There's the manga Spider-Man, or Spider-Clan Spider-Man, whose suit actually looks pretty good, and I like this rendering of him. I don't like the manga style of him. It's lame. Spider-Man Noir is behind him. Then we've got a so-so Spider-Man. I don't know what that's about. And then some alternate Spider-Woman, which is that Frankie? I don't know, but it looks like maybe it could be Frankie. Anyway, all really good Spider-Man costumes. The original is set with its look. It's the red and the blue, the webs, the big eyes. Probably the eyes and the webs are the most iconic look, or aspect of Spider-Man's look, and then his poses and stuff, and the webbing and different things like that are all very iconic to Spider-Man. So when we go to the Spider-Gwen costume, and then from an interior page of that, I think it's that same Spider-Verse issue, there's a double page spread. We've got Spider-Woman, which thinking about why I dislike the Gwen costume, I looked at Spider-Woman's and I still like it. She feels like a Black Widow with the yellow patch, hourglass shape on her belly, and she has spidery eyes when her mask is on, which it's not here. And like probably Cosmic Spider-Man's the second worst Spider-Man costume, because I don't know how you'd know. Like the only thing Spider-Man-y about it is that when he has his mask on, it's like 3/4 of it or 3/5 of it are Spider-Man, and then there's just the one section, I think that's Cosmic or whatever. So that's not so great. But yeah, the Spider-Gwen costume, like, I don't know what people find so appealing about it. I like the ballet shoes on it. I think it's a neat touch. It's mostly black, it's white, and then we have inside of her hood and like a little bit inside her sleeves, or on her arms, there's red, and then this bright blue, aquamarine, whatever, coloring to it. And I don't really get what it's supposed to be communicating. Is it supposed to look like a black field with like a white spider on it, and it's sitting on webs that are red and blue? Like, the hood doesn't make any sense to me. None of these main other versions of Spider-Man are hooded, although the new Scarlet Spider technically has a hood, but that was more like he tore up a hoodie to make the costume. You know, I don't know the whole Clone Saga history behind it, but I always thought the look was cool, and I liked how it was like a janky homemade Spider-Man. You know, it's red and it's blue. It's red and it's blue. There's a black spider on it, and he's got the web shooters and the big eyes. Like, it was to me, that Scarlet Spider suit is a really cool deconstruction of the Spider-Man costume. But I'm here to talk about why I don't like the Spider-Gwen costume, and I just don't understand what it's supposed to be saying. Like, if you took away let's say you took away the blue and red stripes, or the blue and red, you know, callback to the original costume, I don't know what you're supposed to read. Like, if that were black, what are you supposed to read that as? She looks like Jagged Electricity Woman, maybe. And I don't really, hold on, let me see. Because I dislike it so much, I went ahead and took a crack at, well, how would I make a Spider-Woman costume or a Spider-Gwen costume? And again, I think the whole Spider-Gwen concept is stupid. Like, she should be called Spider-Woman all, you know, through and through. The comic should be called Spider-Woman, or, like, I thought it should have been called Ghost Spider, but I looked into it and it turns out that Miles Morales calls her Ghost Spider, like, in his head, or maybe like as a quip or whatever, because he thinks he sees Gwen get blown up and she's dead, and then he sees someone who looks like her, and I guess because she's white and has the hood and stuff already, when he sees her, and he thinks that she's dead, but I don't know, I guess she's alive, or maybe she's a ghost spider. Like, that's why the name stuck. So I was all excited because I looked it up after I'd heard the name Ghost Spider a year ago, or like shortly after I saw Spider-Verse. I kind of looked into, is it Variant Comics? I think it's the channel. The guy does some cool stuff. Anyway, I'm not like a huge fan. I check him out every now and then, but I've had some fun with it. So anyway, I looked at that and I heard Ghost Spider there, and oh, well, Ghost Spider, that's cool. Is that why she's white? Is that why she's got the hood? Oh, that's good. And there's so much black, because, like, if you were looking at that suit at nighttime, it would mostly be black and it would be dark, and you would just see like this, white. Are the arms supposed to look like spider legs, or the shapes on her chest, like, in the middle of her chest, like below the, I'm gonna say diaphragm, or top of the stomach, is that like the bottom of the peak of like the spinneret, and then across arcing, like, shaping out her breasts, basically. Like, are those supposed to be spider legs? And oh, there's spider legs on the back too, right? Because the back of it has some points that you can see as well. Oh, that's the side, sorry. Why can I not find the back of this thing? Make these images bigger. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, like the back has spikes coming down, or whatever, shapes coming down into the black. So like, oh, are those supposed to be like spider legs? And there's like, there's 3 on the back, so there's 3 pairs, so there's 6 legs on the back, I guess. And then I think there's 2 on the front, so that's 8 legs. But then her arms are kind of like legs too. Like, I thought, is this supposed to be a spider, like a white spider on a black field, and then the Spider-Man eyes, of course, on the white? And I can accept the hood, but that's the least offensive part to me. I don't get it. I don't think it looks very good, and I don't think it's amazing. I like Spider-Gwen, or this Spider-Woman, like, because of the character in the movie, in the Spider-Verse movie, but the costume does nothing for me, and I don't understand why it does anything for anybody else. So, I mean, everyone's entitled to their preferences, of course, but I don't know, I think it's dumb. And I heard that Robbie Rodriguez is the one who actually developed it. I'm not familiar with a lot of his other work, but I have read through these 5 Spider-Verse, or Spider-Gwen, the first Spider-Gwen, Most Wanted. I read through that. I read through Edge of Spider-Verse, which is him. Edge of Spider-Verse #2, which is, he's the artist on that as well. But apparently Dan Slott came up with the idea for her, and then Robbie Rodriguez drew her, designed her costume and everything. And I think I found some other versions of her suit somewhere, but nothing stood out to me, and I obviously didn't grab it, so I can't really talk about it now. I like the idea of a very bare bones, like, it's mostly black with like one spider feature on it, kind of like how the Crimson or the Scarlet Spider is like a a deconstruction. It's like making it super simplified. I like that idea. I just don't like how it was done in this case. So yeah, I don't really like it. So as I say in my intro, I'm an author, an artist, and an answer. I went ahead and I did up a mock-up or 2 of my own design for a Spider-Gwen costume. By the way, you can see, if you're looking at the video version, one of my kids was inspired to do something similar, so it's kind of cool. But yeah, I was thinking, Ghost Spider, what would that look like? So I think I colored this one. Yeah, I did color it. I thought, well, if it's mostly a black field, and you might want to make it look like a giant spider at nighttime, you give her 8 eyes. She's got 6 on the front, 2 on the back, which are not shown here. But then the rest of the suit's black, and then you've got a big spider body like on the torso, and then the legs kind of spread out all from there. 2 legs, or yeah, 2 of the legs are on the arms extending to the hands. 2 of the legs are on the legs extending to the feet, and the other 4 are, you know, like 2 are on her hips, and then 2 are going on her shoulders, and that would kind of continue onto the back, I think. And I think that would be a neat look. But then I wanted to lean into the where are they? I want to lean into the ghost. Oh, and then I just thought like more of a deconstructed design, like have the body floating in the middle of the torso, and then have the legs elsewhere, and have like 8 long white spots, and have it mostly be black, again like a deconstruction, and have like a white on the face with 8 eyes showing. But I didn't really like the design I came up with for that, so I was thinking ghost spider, what would that look like? So I tried a mock-up of one like jumping in like a ghoulish kind of way, with, you know, the fingers splayed out, you know, kind of creepy, and like with long web things hanging off the underarms, or the, you know, underarm to the elbow. Reminds me of Elvira a little bit. It felt like too feminine, and I wanted to kind of keep it, if it's a ghost spider, I wanted to keep it more gender neutral, which, by the way, this whole ghost spider idea, like had it been ghost spider, and like, you know, you could have done that because Gwen coming back from the dead or whatever with spider powers, like that would have been a neat idea, but obviously that's not how it happened. So I tried some different stuff. I tried, well, if I want to incorporate the hood, how could I do it? Like the hood with like a poncho type thing. I had kind of an idea for that, like, oh, maybe I can have it have 8 points or something, and that's the spider aspect. So I didn't really like that one, so I moved on, and I refined those ideas, and I have I did refine. So these are a little bit difficult to see, but the first one I did, I went ahead and said, I'm going to deconstruct this thing. It's going to be all black, except it'll have a white spider type shape, like a body of a spider, and kind of like the head of a spider on the chest from like collarbone to navel probably. And then the head, the actual head part of the mask costume will be all white, and then there will be like 8 red eyes on the front. Yeah, it's supposed to be 8 red eyes, maybe 1 on the back, 7 red eyes, and then 1 on the back. Anyway, but 8 eyes looks kind of creepy. Then there's like legs coming on the shoulders a little bit, legs coming on like leg spike type things terminating on like the hands, the feet, and then the hips and the shoulders, and that's, you know, 8 legs altogether, right? I thought that was kind of a neat idea, but I iterated on that a little bit more, and again, if you're looking at the video version, or I'll have this posted on the website, you can see I kind of went with this deconstructed, like there's the body, then there's the head, kind of separate from each other, a little more ghostly because it's like discombobulated, but I wasn't too sure about that. And then I refined my like poncho hooded design, and that one, she's got, I would probably say it's like a gray suit, like gray bodysuit, all super plain gray, and then I have it shown more as like white cowl, like short cowl and hood, but it should be a black one, and then have a white spider on it, and then she can have a mask that has 8 eyes on it, and they'd be like, you know, maybe glowing red or something. I think that would look more, if you have a white, you know, stark white spider on a black background, kind of like the Venom or the symbiote design, or even the, you know, Spider-Woman design from like the Iron Man or Avengers or whatever the heck that was, talking with the lady with the red hair with her, you know, face exposed or half exposed, that design, like, you know, it's kind of simplified. I'm kind of going back to that, but I was trying to dial up the ghastly aspects of it, and I thought having the 8 eyes is going to be a little freakier, and I think I even gave her like some sort of mandible thing going on here, and I thought that would add to the creepiness factor. And I think these are better designs, or like at least one of these is a better design than like the current Spider-Gwen we have. And again, just because, or, you know, Ghost Spider, Spider-Woman from Earth 65 or whatever it is, like, I just don't get it. And I'm not saying my design is like way better and that people should be flocking to it or anything. It's just, I don't know, it almost feels like a design just doesn't have as much thought put into it. And like in that world, like I guess from a metatextual standpoint, it makes sense. Like you would see this and think, oh, that's a play on Spider-Man because of the red and the blue and, you know, the pose and whatnot. But like in her world, there is no Spider-Man. In Earth 56 or 65 or whatever it is, there is no Spider-Man. She's the first Spider-Woman, and there's no reason for her suit to pay homage to the original. And it almost feels like this suit, where it's mostly white and black with the, you know, blue highlight and stuff. And I like that the blue of her ballet shoes matches the blue, you know, in the webbing or whatever. Like, that's neat. But again, that's from a metatextual, like, I already know what this thing is going into it. And it's it just doesn't make any sense. And like, I think you should structure everything as well as you can for it to stand on its own. And in these alternate universe and like, there's all these different spider suits from, different universes. Like the Spider Clan one, like it's basically a Spider-Man, right? Spider-Man 2099, he's, from the future or whatever, and he's directly paying homage, but it's supposed to be the State of the Dead skull that looks kind of like a spider, but he's got, the spider powers and whatever. And I'm trying to look at these other ones. Like obviously the werewolf spider is just a werewolf. I don't know, and I even think like the Miles Morales suit was lazy because it's just an inversion. Instead of being black webs on a red suit, it's red webs on a black suit, and like not much else, like. But I don't want to start. I don't want to start nothing. I'm just trying to point out that I don't know. It just doesn't feel. Like enough work's being done. Like I think Spider-Punk is a cooler idea than her suit. And even like Spider-Man UK is okay. I kind of like. I don't know who this guy is back here, but he's got like almost like a motorcycle racing jacket type thing going on. But like there are other interesting ways you could play up Spider-Man. And if you want to say like, oh, all the Peter Parkers and all the different universes who get bit by the radioactive spider do a red and blue suit with webs and those shape eyes, like that makes more sense to me than Gwen Stacy doing a suit that very much looks like the suit that Peter Parker would have come up with in other universes. And it's just, I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense at all. I don't like it. Stinks and I don't like it. So it's wackadoo. That suit is wackadoo. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to air my feelings on why I think this suit is so bad. And like, I don't like this like blush, airbrush, spray paint thing around her eyes. And I don't like it like in the movie that they make Spider-Man's eyes, in the new ones, the MCU Spider-Man, his eyes move and stuff. Like that's super lame to me. I noticed they do it in the Spider-Man 90s cartoon. I don't know that they've really done it in the Spider-Man comics, except for one time in Amazing Fantasy 15. I'm pretty sure when Peter realizes that the guy he's fighting in the thief, the thug, whatever that shot Uncle Ben, when he realizes it's the guy he let go, he does have his eyes get real either narrow or real big because he's shocked, and they emote in that way. And I'll forgive that because it was so long ago. But it doesn't make sense. In a cartoon, I understand why it's done. In the comics, I guess I understand why it's done. I accept it in Spider-Verse because it seems like that's what everybody wants to do, and it works because it's a cartoon. But in the comics, there's no reason for it to work. And even they're doing it here on one of the Spider-Verse team-up covers. But I don't buy it. I don't like it. Again, I don't like it, and it doesn't make sense. And that's the end of my anti-Spider-Gwen suit, or Spider-Woman suit. I'm just called Spider-Gwen. My anti-Spider-Gwen suit discussion. So that's all I have to say. Take care, folks. Remember to check out the stuff on my blog, first of all. And remember, I'm doing a lot of stuff, and I'd love to hear comments. I'd love to hear other people's perspectives on this, and to have a real conversation about it. I'm not just I'm not pretending like my opinion is the most important one. I just think that there's a lot of love for this suit, and I don't understand it, so I just kind of wanted to explore it. And I'm welcoming of input and dissension and discussion because I enjoy Spider-Man and talking about it. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and bid you adieu, and I'm going to ask or encourage you to be the hero that you most needed, or what is it? Be the hero that you needed in your most desperate hour. Something like that. Anyway, that's all I have to say for now. So take care, folks.